my colleagues from the government, dear friends from media, I welcome you all at this historic occasion to announce a new industrial development scheme 2021 for New Jammu and Kashmir, that is Naya Jammu Kashmir. But before I take you into the details, let me tell you, there has been many firsts for Jammu and Kashmir under the visionary leadership of Honorable Prime Minister Sri Narendra Modi. I would also like to express my heartfelt gratitude to Honorable Home Minister Sri Amit Shah, who personally monitors every steps of the development in Jammu and Kashmir to ensure that benefits of a scheme reaches every nook and corner. He personally supervised the drafting of this new industrial policy 2021 for equitable socio-economic development of Jammu and Kashmir. Before I go into the details, I would like to place before you the key highlights of the policy. For the first time, any industrial incentive scheme is taking industrial development to the block level and will promote far-flung areas of Jammu and Kashmir. The scheme is from the period of date of notification up to the year 2037 with the total outlay of rupees 28,400 crores. Will encourage new investment, substantial expansion, and also nurture the existing industries in Jammu and Kashmir. Employment to more than 4.5 lakh, equitable, balanced and sustainable socio-economic development of the region. Manufacturing as well as service sector units in Jammu and Kashmir to benefit. The scheme visualizes larger role of Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir in Indian economy and development with substantial investment, and I guess it will be more than 20,000 crores. The scheme will optimize utilization of local strength of Jammu and Kashmir. Friends, you all have witnessed that despite global pandemic, the Union Territory has made a remarkable progress in every sector of the economy, along with focus on good governance. The growth of Jammu and Kashmir has been holistic and progressive in infrastructure, that is road, power, water, housing, and investor-friendly policy making and its implementation. I can proudly say that in the last 16 months, Jammu Kashmir Union Territory, the crown jewel of India, has been transformed into the land of opportunity with forward-looking policy to guarantee prosperity and economic success. Last year, when we announced an economic package of rupees 1,350 crore to provide much needed stimulus to the people and businesses of Jammu and Kashmir, it had the foundation of a healthy investment climate in this Union Territory. And with our transparent policies, investments in developing infrastructure, market-oriented policy environment, and the skilled human capital, we aspire to become growth pillar of India in the current decade. I must admit, the challenges we faced because of 70 years of baggage that only saw inadequate focus on industrial sector. Just imagine, for almost 70 years, there was hardly any positive and enthusiastic investment atmosphere in the Union Territory. Honorable Prime Minister redefined business environment in Jammu and Kashmir through his intervention, and the process of transformation is happening on an ever-growing scale and continuing at unabated speed. Friends, I had told you in our last meeting about the historic industrial policy and during our conversation, I candidly admitted several problem areas that were created over the years. I am reminded of few lines that former finance minister, late Arun Jaitley, said in his budget speech of 2015. कुछ तो फूल खिलाए हमने और कुछ फूल खिलाने हैं, मुश्किल ये है बाग में अब तक कांटे कई पुराने हैं. I believe when we are taking a union territory in the right direction, it will go on flowering. So, despite some old thorns, we are sowing the seeds of growth, prosperity, and employment so that each and every sector may resurrect and bloom. As you know, in 2002, during Atal Bihari Vajpayee's regime, the first industrial policy was implemented in Jammu and Kashmir for a period of 10 years. Another policy came in 2012, which was known as J&K Package 2 and remained in force up to 14th June 2017. On 15th June 2017, Industrial Development Scheme 2017 was envisaged by Honorable Prime Minister to boost up the industrialization and provided incentives to the industry. There were three basic components: Central Capital Investment Incentive for access to credit, Central Comprehensive Insurance Incentive, and third was Central Interest Incentive. On 1st January 2019, four more components were added: GST reimbursement, income tax reimbursement, transport incentive, and the fourth was employment incentive. Although certain measures were introduced to enhance access to credit, various industry associations made representations about the complexities of the scheme. They cited two primary reasons: increased compliance burden and low value of incentives available, that too for a short period of time of 5 years. Due to these reasons, coupled with other factors, the desired levels of investments did not flow into Jammu and Kashmir. Total amount that was disbursed by the central government on earlier industrial policy till 2019 was merely 1123.84 crores, that is 1123.84 crores, while the new policy has an outlay of historic amount of rupees 28,400 crores. After consideration, the problems in all the relevant sectors, a simplified scheme with 4 types of incentives for longer duration is being proposed in the new Industrial Development Scheme 2021 for the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir. These 4 incentives are: capital investment incentive, capital interest subvention, goods and service tax limit linked incentive, working capital interest subvention. Friends, total outlay proposed under the new scheme, as I told, is Rs 28,400 crore to support both manufacturing as well as service sector. Units covering a period of next 15 years, the scheme aims to transform Jammu and Kashmir as an aspirational territory by unlocking its potential through convergence and collaboration of industry, wherein the government will be facilitator, partner, and collaborator, and promoter also. For the purpose of equitable and balanced development, the policy lays a special focus on creation of zones wherein the industrially backward areas will be given topmost priorities and higher incentives. Friends, this is for the first time that any industrial incentive scheme of the Government of India attempts for a balanced industrial growth in the entire Union Territory. This is unique, incomparable, and I would say a very bold move. It targets to generate As I told, an investment more than 20,000 crores and an employment of 4.5 lakh in due course of time. The proposed scheme has some special features that make this scheme unique and historic for Jammu and Kashmir. Let me tell you in brief about features of these 4 incentives. First is the capital investment incentive at the rate of 30% in Zone A and 50% in Zone B. Zone B means backward areas. On investment made in plant and machinery, in manufacturing or construction of building and other durable physical assets in service sector will be made available. Units with an investment up to Rs 50 crore will be eligible to avail this incentive. Maximum limit of incentive is Rs 5 crore and Rs 7.5 crore in Zone A and Zone B respectively. Second is capital interest subvention at the annual rate of 6% for maximum 7 years on loan amount up to rupees 500 crores for investment in plant and machinery, in manufacturing or construction of building and all other durable physical assets in service sector also. Third is GST limited incentive. Financial incentive based on gross GST. This will incentive output up to 30% of the eligible value of actual investment made in plant and machinery, in manufacturing or construction in building and all other durable physical assets in service sector for 10 years. However, amount of incentive in a financial year will not exceed 1/10 of the total eligible amount of incentive. Fourth is working capital interest incentive. All existing units at the annual rate of 5% for maximum 5 years. Maximum limit of incentive is Rs 1 crore. Friends, the new industrial development scheme 2021 covers new investment as well as substantial expansion of existing units. Besides, while encouraging new investment, the scheme also nurtures the existing industries in Jammu and Kashmir by interest subvention on working capital.